Your favorite Compas are back, and we have another jam-packed episode of Lunes Live. Obviously, we took a week off, but we are back. Gilberto and I were in Las Vegas on Saturday for UFC 303. We will have the recap of the card. Plus, this week's NFL talk revolves around Connor Orr's, Gilberto's co-worker, 100 bold predictions. We will go over the ones pertaining to the Chargers and the Rams. We will each give one bold prediction that will come true from Orr's list. Victor, producer, obviously has NFL rapid fire for us. We will do 10-ish good minutes with Dan as well. Yes, Dan and Dago is back. I know last time Vic and Dan weren't on, we had to do a quick show, but the co-crew is back, so that is exciting. All right, Gilberto, don't you have an engagement question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yes, I do, but I'm going to take it easy with the engagement question of the week, because I have a sore throat, recovering from a cold. I came back from vacation in Mexico, and I'm going to blame your brother, there you go, for getting me sick. And then I'm going to give you crap for making me work after coming off the plane, being sick. I wasn't that bad, but maybe you got it worse. But we were in Las Vegas for UFC 303, and a person who has good vocal cords is Dana White, president of the UFC, who was screaming in favor of Jon Jones being the pound-for-pound best in the MMA world. So
can you imitate that for us?
No, I can't. I don't have it in me. Another day, maybe Dan, or Victor. How about Victor? I mean, he's a screamer. But for the engagement question of the week, you're thinking the worst, Fernando. You're the guy who goes on people's show and says no Diddy and confuse people. Okay, let me get to the question. What is the question? Oh, yeah. For the engagement question of the week, is Jon Jones the best pound-for-pound fighter in MMA, or is it Alex Pereira? Or I got to say it right, Alex Pereira. I don't know. Pereira. My vote's for Alex Pereira. I've been saying that for a month, and he destroyed Jury over the weekend. But let me know, because Dana White says Jon Jones. So in the comments, in the live chat, or in the replay, let me know, Jon Jones or Alex Pereira.
I agree with Uncle Dana. Until somebody can knock him off. No, I think that, by the way, did you see though? Well, we'll get into it, but Alex, I guess, told Jiri at the airport, hey, I'm not into all that voodoo and black magic. I'm a God-fearing man. He's like, so I don't know where you get that I use magic and all this other stuff. So I guess you pop a headdress on somebody and they think that you use black magic. That was the strangest thing ever. But obviously, it was a good weekend. We'll get into that. I'll also get into my picks this weekend for Money in the Bank. Cha-ching! That's going to be exciting. So it's going to be a good pay-per-view. Man, things are heating up in the WWE. We'll get into it. But first, the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So where's Compas?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Ooh, welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
not much besides recovering from a cold, but I do have a lot of stories to tell from Mexico, and then we have a couple of stories that we had in Las Vegas. So it's been a good week, eventful week, from Guanajuato to Las Vegas. But this
Cancun.
cold, this sore throat, and Cancun's later, but the sore throat's not gonna hold me down. I'm here, and then yeah, we take a couple more weeks off, but we had to get one more show in to talk about all things NFL, all things UFC, boxing, WWE. We do it all here on the Compas on the Beat Network.
100%. What's up, Jorge? How are you doing? Hope you are doing well. Hadn't talked to you in a while. Willie Brown says that LA Rams will be dominant this year. We'll get into all of that.
I like it, Willie. It's a statement's going.
In a bid, he's starting it off hot. Yeah, no, it was an eventful weekend. Obviously, a lot of things going on. It's everybody says it's like the boring time, and it is of the NFL. But we still got a lot of things going, Gilbert. We have, we were doing the math the other day. We've gone to Vegas, 4 times? Well, in this year, we've gone 5 or 6 times. The Super Bowl, UFC 300, Canelo.
Oh yeah,
UFC 303, and
Tank
then
Davis.
Tank Davis 5 times.
Damn.
We've gone
Wow.
five
No, we
times.
saw Booker T during that stretch.
Exactly. So, and I mean, I'm sure we have 1 or 2 more left in us the rest of this year. Depending on how everything shakes out, who knows when Conor McGregor comes. That was the big talk. And Michael Chandler, now obviously we'll get started into UFC 300. Obviously, Alex Pereira
303.
he beat Bowden. Sorry, Willie. I apologize, Bowden. Sorry about that. I read that way too fast. Sometimes my brain goes faster than my mouth. So obviously the big talk was him beating Yuri, and the way he did it was just incredible. But the big talk obviously was, man, this should have been the Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler came to speak to us, and he said, you know what? It is what it is. Some people are going to talk crap. They're going to be like, you're an idiot for waiting, but I'm waiting for this fight. And obviously there's money implications for how big this fight could be. Obviously, when McGregor decides to, if he decides to come back. Even Dana White, Gilbert, told us, I am not going to talk about Conor McGregor until Conor McGregor returns. So that's kind of saving themselves in a bit. Chandler did tell us that they're expecting big news this week about the Conor McGregor fight. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually happens or if he goes somewhere else. Somebody asked him, would you fight for the BMF belt? He said, I don't know if I qualify for it, but if they're willing to do it, I'll do it. So it's just interesting stuff all around. But obviously, the other big talk, Gilbert, was Alex Pereira and if he will be moving up to heavyweight. Dana White said he still has a lot to do where he's currently at right now. But a lot of people are talking about Jon Jones, Aspinall. They're talking about other fights that he could go up and do. Gilbert, what says you? Do you think he is ready, or do you think that Dana White is right and he should wait a little bit? But again, he is 36 years old.
Yep.
And at some point, that gas is going to run out of that tank, or the gas is going to run out of that tank. But he still looks like he's a long ways away from any of that. But what says you?
Yeah, so Dana White's kind of been, hesitant about it, and I know some reporters again would crap for like, hey, why aren't you into this? Usually you're okay with, fighters stepping up and going for a challenge and maximizing their potential. And I'm gonna go off of what Dana White said to make a point for why he should fight at heavyweight. Dana White said, like, hey, he's not that young of a fighter anymore. You gotta go all in, and when you have this momentum, go and get the best fights that you can. And the biggest fight that Alex Pereira can make, and even Jon Jones, is fighting each other to settle the debate between the best of the best, and or maybe even for legacy, because if Alex Pereira gets a heavyweight title to go with his middleweight title, and also with the light heavyweight title, he becomes the first UFC fighter to get 3 belts and 3 divisions. So it'll be a lot on the line there. The storylines will write themselves, and it's becoming this thing where Alex Pereira is becoming like Mike Tyson-esque in UFC, where this guy's scary, this guy's dominant. Yeah, I know Alex Pereira lost to Adesanya not too long ago, and I brushed that aside because these guys fight each other twice in UFC, and I want to say multiple times in kickboxing. So when you're a 3-0 against Adesanya, that means, like, eventually you're gonna lose one to somebody that great. He recovered that quickly, and then he fought twice in 2 months. Fernando, he knocked out Jamal Hill, he knocked out Jiri. So the kicks, man, the punches. Yeah, he can't wrestle, but he is a dominant striker, and he strikes fears. And an opponent where opponents are saying, yeah, this guy's doing witchcraft, some black magic. Please don't use the spirits to fight against me. But putting all that aside, when you're this dominant and I think you already wiped out the division. Yeah, there's a couple guys out there you can maybe fight, but go test yourself. You're not a young pup anymore, young cat. You got all the momentum right now. Go to heavyweight. Hey, maybe Jon Jones wants to go fight Stipe. How about you go fight Tom Aspinall, and then the winner gets to fight Jon Jones? I get that Tom Aspinall is the interim heavyweight champion. He deserves to get that title shot. But if Jon Jones is fighting Stipe, why hold up the division and kind of have like a tournament? Why not let Alex Pereira go and be great?
By the way, for you folks that didn't hear what Dana White said, you should be following us on social media at Compas on the Beat. Here is what Dana White had to say when him and a reporter kind of got into it about Pereira going up to heavyweight and Jon Jones and all that.
No matter what you think of Jon Jones, He's the fucking best ever. And
I think he's the best ever. I agree.
He's the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
Well, except that he hasn't fought in the last year, so he's not.
Because he got hurt. He
Right,
got injured.
but if you don't,
if you were coming into a fight and you fucking got hurt, that means you're not the pound for pound best fighter in the world anymore? How does that even make sense? It doesn't make sense.
When he fights,
right? If he was sitting out and fucking getting arrested and running around or whatever, and you're like, you know, well, Jon Jones is inactive, I'd say, maybe you're right. But as an educated adult who knows the fight business, you cannot deny that while Jon Jones is active, he is the greatest fighter in the world.
Did I not say that?
Yes. I don't know what you're arguing about here. I don't even know how we're in this conversation. Where are the helicopters when you need them?
By the way, for folks who don't understand that comment, there were some helicopters. There was a helicopter that kept on spinning around and going around, and Dana was getting frustrated. He's like, "Is this a joke? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is this happening?" So obviously, that's what he was talking about. Like, why couldn't the helicopters go in there and make some noise during that part? But yeah, Gilbert, it was the hot topic. I mean, not really. People didn't really talk about the fight all that much. It was more about what's next with Alex. And Dana even said, I think sometimes we need to sit back a little bit and be like, okay, there's more to do. There's more for him to do. And everybody just wants him to jump up to the next thing. So I agree. I do. Oh, Jorge, you think that he beats Jon Jones? Damn, that's crazy. That would be interesting. Nobody's ever done it. So that'd be interesting. Aspinall. Gilbert, what do you think about this? Aspinall and Pereira.
That'd be great. It depends again, like who's more deserving of the fight. You know, people say that Stipe is not deserving, but for some reason, Jon Jones wants to honor that fight. I get it. They had it signed and sealed, and he got hurt. That's in a way that's pretty honorable for Jon Jones to give Stipe his fight, but Stipe hasn't fought in 3 years, so I think it comes out to Pereira and Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is the interim heavyweight champion who's going to fight in Manchester, right? In the UK in a bit. But again, it's tough to say who it is. But the UFC is all about making money fights, man. And Fernando, I'm trying to figure out when they could do this fight. But first off, first things first, Jon Jones is talking about like possibly retiring and maybe not looking at all his options. So let's get this guy in the ring. I mean, the octagon first, is to figure out, okay, how many fights he has left. If he can fight Stipe and he's struggling out there, and maybe he is not the best of the best, or if he comes in and steamrolls Stipe, then it's going to become Tom Aspinall or Alex Pereira, and he has a bunch of options.
You know what's crazy? Real quick, Nestor, do you think he'd go the Tank Davis route and be like, he'd put that, Jon Jones would put that in the contract? No no magic. Gilbert, this is what's interesting though. It's crazy because he gets asked about the UFC, like the fight that he just had right away. When are you coming back? Like, I think we jumped too much into that. And Alex even said, hey, I just fought twice in the last, what has it been, in the last month and a half, 2 months, maybe?
April and June's 2 months, yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, I want to take a break, kind of chill out a bit, and then look at weigh all my options. So that's pretty interesting, the way how quickly everybody wants him. Okay, when are you going to get back in the ring? Or in the octagon. So it's definitely interesting. That's what his coach said. So did
just say Jerry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Did Jerry's team give away their game plan with a video from the locker room that ended up on Instagram? That's what Pereira's coach said. He said that he did give it away. I think Alex said it once that he did give it away. So and I think the coach said that's what you get for posting stuff on Instagram. These guys are watching everything. I mean, the teams are watching everything to see what trash the other team's talking. They're watching everything, so I'm very surprised that they.
Remember, Ian Machado Gary was accusing MVP that he was trying to get inside information from his camp. That he was trying to talk to people from his camp or pay him.
Your team is in my DMs.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess people are always looking for little ways to get an advantage.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of crossing the line, though.
But it's not against the rules, according to Ian. He was breaking it down. He wants to become a rule.
Yeah, but it's just it's interesting to see what they're kind of doing. But Gilbert, real quick, Diego Lopez, that was madness. We were sitting there, and it was about what, Gilbert, like 4:30, almost 5. The prelims had just started.
Yeah,
and they announced that Ortega was not going to fight, and it was going to be, and that Diego, they didn't know what they were going to do with Diego Lopez. Then his name is
Dan Ige.
Danny Ige. Yeah, Danny Ige. That he came out and he's like, hey, I'm at a massage. I'm getting a massage, but I'm willing to go down there and beat him. The crazy part is Diego Lopez was offered his money to not fight. Like they told him, hey, we'll still pay you if you don't fight. And Diego said, no, I want to fight. And he had to jump up. What was it, Gilbert? He was at 145 and 300. He jumped up to 155, and then the fight ended up being at 165, I think, if I'm correct. That's 20 pounds in 2 months. Again, Diego Lopez fought at 300 also. So to see him make that jump is incredible. He dominated the first 2 rounds of the fight. In the third, Gilbert and I were kind of talking about it. It looked like he got a little bit gassed in that. And there was even one where Daniel Cormier is like, what are you doing? Why are you like, just relax, ease it out, and you're going to win this game. Or this fight. So it was just funny. But what did you make of Diego Lopez and the whole commotion, Gilbert? Because 3 hours or 4 hours before the fight, they find him a new opponent and they're willing to step up. I don't think we'd ever seen, like, this isn't WWE, obviously. This is something completely different. What did you make of it?
The one thing I do appreciate about the UFC, and obviously I have my different kind of opinions about the UFC kind of controlling everything. You know, boxing for the fighters, you can make more money because there's more bidding for your services. There's 5 or 6 different promotional companies, but for the UFC to have everything in house, this is one of the benefits. When things fall apart, go call somebody else or call that person or that person, because you have so many star power in your stable. And a lot of people live in Las Vegas. That was a perk about having that fight in Las Vegas. You could say, okay, I want to say, Fernando, that might have been the 5th time technically that fight was changed, because there was 2 Jamal Hill fights, and then it became Diego Lopez and Brian Ortega, and then obviously you got Danny Ige. So,
no, and then you changed the weight. Remember, he wasn't able to make weight, so that there was 5 changes to that card.
It's a lot of shuffling going on, and the good thing for the UFC is like they have so many notable names in their stable and people that live in Las Vegas and guys who are willing to fight like on short notice. Like, I don't know if I see that too much in boxing. We're like, okay, how much time to have? 2 weeks? Nah, forget that, because a lot of people want to protect their it's the Floyd Mayweather mentality. Well, I got to be undefeated to be a star in boxing. UFC, they don't give a crap. And credit for Diego Lopez for saying, you know what? I've gone through weight changes and I changed an opponent in 4 hours. You're kind of like, especially he was on the rise to stardom, and to take a dangerous fight like that and not preparing for the guy. And he said, yeah, that's awesome to see. And then Dan Ige, who had another fight in 3 weeks, he could easily have been like, you know what? I got another fight to get ready for. I don't care. And he said, no, I'm going to go save this card and, get a little cash here and then also build this profile. So there was benefits all around, but just see people do it. And it's kind of like, I don't know if you've been watching this, Fernando, America's Sweethearts, Netflix documentary about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, where they don't get paid much, but they do it out of passion, where they break her hips and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty interesting documentary.
MJ's in it, isn't she?
She is. I haven't seen. Well, I haven't been fully watching, but I've been watching every episode now and then, because Caroline's been watching. It's like kind of pop in. Like, it's actually interesting.
I think MJ's in it.
Okay,
Friend of the show.
I gotta check it out. But anyways,
I think she's one of the judges.
Oh, really? Well, the point is, they do it to chase their dreams, and they're passionate, and obviously you want to get paid. But in UFC, people keep doing it over and over again, just doing all these kind of, like, F it. So I do appreciate that. I do admire that. And Dan Ige and Diego Lopez saved that card, and also obviously the domination of Alex Pereira also saved it too. But you mentioned to start the show, Fernando, it was supposed to be Michael Jones and Conor McGregor, and we still had a good card.
That's why Diego Lopez came out and said, hey, I want a top 5 fighter now. Like, I'm done. Like, I came in and I did everything that you guys wanted on short notice. I'm here. I just beat a guy that I knew I was going to fight for, put some respect on my name, and I want a top 5 fight. So I think he's earned it. I think if UFC plays their cards right, I think they have another star on their hands, because one, he's Brazilian, but he lives in Mexico. So that's 2 different regions that love him and that obviously respect. Well, I know Mexico does, but I don't know much about Brazil, because obviously I'm not connected down there. But it seems like they have another star on their hands. So that's going to be interesting. Real quick, just your thoughts. Michael Chandler, smart, dumb, waiting for Conor. Is it like waiting to, I don't know, it's like this, boyfriend's cheated on you multiple times, and you're waiting for him to finally propose, and he's not proposing. So what are you doing, Gilbert? Are you breaking up, or are you waiting and hoping that he will finally propose?
Oh, well, first of all, let me know if my wife is okay. But yeah, I feel for Michael Chandler because, like, what do you do, man? Like, you've been waiting for this fight to just get signed, and it took about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years. Then you finally sign and you finally train, and then it's 2 weeks before the fight, and he pulls out. Then you see all these videos of Conor McGregor partying and doing whatever, and then supposedly he got hurt, and you don't know how the extent of the injury. So,
Getting some hot two on his boat.
who knows? I'm tired of that, by the way. Those jokes are getting tiring.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you want the payday? But also at the same time, the more time you go, you're costing yourself. Like, maybe he could have fought maybe 3 times in that span, and maybe that's the same payday, or maybe not. When you find
He said since last January, Gilbert. Since last January, this is being talked about.
So honestly, if he gets that BMF fight with Max Holloway, I say just do it. That's a high profile fight. I'm sure you'll get half the money you get for fighting Conor McGregor, but like, you're not young. You got to keep waiting for the guy. So I don't know. I if something that attractive comes along as a backup, I will do it.
No, I completely agree. And the thing is that, like you said, and Dana even said it, this waits for nobody. I mean, at one point, you're going to be like, crap, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done that. You don't want the coulda, woulda, shouldas. So I completely agree. I think he needs to take I think he should just take whatever comes next for him. You can't keep on doing it already. Like, go ahead and take off and do it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Is Islam a possibility for Chandler?
I don't know if Chandler's considered like a champion or title fight contender, and maybe he'll skip the line for waiting, and that's kind of like the perk for waiting for Conor McGregor. But I'm sure a lot of people in the lightweight division will not be happy about that. But and also Islam, I think, will probably destroy Chandler.
By the way, I think I think Dustin just came out and said he wants one more fight. He said the last dance, let him know. And I think somebody asked him about facing Islam, and he said he'd be down to do it, but then Islam said no chance or something like that. I think it was Islam. I can't remember. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, but definitely interesting to see that he said he has one more fight.
I was hoping Islam would fight the Armenian fighter who got into the fight with the fan, but then he got suspended for like 9 months. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, that's what he said. He said if Arman can't go, I'll take Islam. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and I was hoping to see that one. That'd be a pretty entertaining fight. But yeah, he got suspended.
You know what? We forgot to ask Dana why he suspended. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of like,
that's a long suspension.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a lot. Especially because that guy was already talking about a title fight and wanting to fight in Madrid against I forgot his name. I can't remember. But
Taporia.
Yeah, there you go. But all right, Gilbert, let's move over real quick to WWE before we have some of the guys come on. Gilbert, did you watch it yet or no? Friday's SmackDown? You haven't watched it?
We got powerbomb through the table.
Oh,
yeah.
Gilbert, we're watching.
You know what? I watched it again real quick because you mentioned that he didn't sleep for a few days, and I saw it in his face. I'm like, yeah, he looks terrible.
Paul Heyman deserves an Emmy and Academy Award, whatever. Like, we all know movies today suck. Go watch what Paul Heyman is doing right now. Like, every week he looks terrified. It looks every week like he really gets into the character. It looks like every week he does not sleep a day or two before the show to really look like he looks terrible. He doesn't dye his hair, the little hair that he has back here. Doesn't look like he dyes it right around this time. He lets his 5 o'clock shadow show. Why? Because he's fully embraced in this character. And on Friday, it was Solo's induction to be now the tribal chief. And everybody was on board. All 3 other members of the bloodline were on board. He turns to Paul Heyman, and they're at Madison Square Garden, mind you. And they ask him, Paul, and I think that's Paul Heyman's hometown. I think he's a New Yorker. They look at him and they say, Paul, are you ready? And then he's like, Solo, I love you. and I do not acknowledge you as my tribe. The stadium erupted, Gilbert, and that led to Solo beating his ass. Jacob Fatu puts him through the table the same way that you remember what the Shield used to do, where Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins would grab him, pick him up, and then Roman Reigns would throw him through. That's exactly what they did to him. Paul Heyman is, like, again, incredible. I don't like all the Solo hate on social media that I've been seeing. I think Solo's done a terrific job. Is he Roman Reigns? No. But what he's doing right now with his character, he's invested. The other members of the bloodline are invested. Jacob Fatu just got added. He's invested. What they're doing with this storyline is incredible, and I really think that they've taken this to a whole new level. They're going to take on at Money in the Bank Roman Reigns. It's going to be Roman Reigns, the bloodline against Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes in a 6-man tag team match. I'm kind of hoping they add a 4th member to that for Cody's side so that it's 4-on-4, so we can really see Jacob Fatu and we can see the four members go at it. But man, what Paul Heyman's doing, and then Gilbert, there was a storyline where, I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was a year ago. It was Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns for the championship. And he was about to beat Roman, and then all of a sudden, Jimmy stopped him. I think it was 2 years ago. Jimmy stopped him from winning the championship, and he's like, the reason I did that, I don't want you to be like him. I don't want you to fall under their spell. I don't want you to turn into him. 2 years later, everybody thought that it was kind of a dumb angle of why he did that. Now we're seeing why. Solo is power hungry to become the tribal chief, and now he's made himself the tribal chief. Gilbert, I'm telling you right now, that pop when Roman finally comes back is going to be something immaculate. Like, it's going to be crazy. And by the way, all they're doing is saying, we want Roman every single night. Every single time Paul Heyman's out there, we want Roman. We want Roman. Like, he's going to be a kind of an anti-hero slash babyface, but it's going to be amazing when he finally comes back. But right now, what we're watching from Paul Heyman and from the bloodline is incredible. And Gilbert, there's still a lot of members left. There's still Umaga's son is out there. There's still other members of this out there. So we ain't just done yet. I'm telling you, when Paul Heyman said we're only in the 4th inning, he was right. This is right now what they're doing with this storyline is incredible, Gilbert.
Yeah, I thought this whole approach would be kind of boring and maybe a reach and like, okay, you're trying too hard.
I told you after WrestleMania. I told you I don't know how this is all going to look. No Roman. Jimmy's now out with an injury. I don't know how it's going to look. Man, I've been pleasantly surprised.
And honestly, it gets credit to Paul Heyman at keeping that going. You know, like you mentioned, he gives it a full effort, keeps it going, and he adds that element of like, okay, you feel like you forget you're watching. It's supposed to be, you know, entertainment, but it's actually he's giving it that kind of spin where you're like, oh, okay, you know, he actually has a connection with Roman Reigns, and we actually have seen it away from the cameras where they actually get along, and so it's not surprising for him not to acknowledge, you know, Solo Sikoa. And then you start thinking too, like, okay, when is Roman gonna come back? Because I feel like, man, this is going so. That's what but I was gonna say, it's going so well, like you can maybe extend it a little further, make people wait a little, marinate a little more. They say in boxing.
Yeah. No, and look, this is my opinion. Obviously, whatever people want to say, it's fine. I think at Money in the Bank, Solo should pin Cody Rhodes. That sets up a championship match at SummerSlam, and Roman comes in. I think that unless Roman thinks that he still needs more time. Remember, Roman's father just passed away. So he may be wanting to take more time. Who knows? But I'm just telling you, if it's not at SummerSlam and if it's at another, because I mean, in a sense, SummerSlam, you're going to sell it no matter what. And I guess it'll sell because everybody's going to be like, oh, maybe this is where Roman comes out. And if he doesn't come out, well, whatever, we'll wait for the next one. But we're getting to that point where it's getting pretty damn close because WrestleMania just ended, Gilbert, and we're already looking at the next WrestleMania, which is going to be in Las Vegas. So I really think so. What I would do if I was them is if SummerSlam is still the date, then I would have Solo pin Cody Rhodes this weekend and set up a championship match and make that the main event, and then give it that pop that everybody's looking for. That is really gonna shine and they're gonna do great things. So I really think that that's the route that they should take.
I'm not sure if you showed me this, but I saw like one of those, you know, those little flyers they make on social media about, I guess supposedly you could do a Survivor Series. I guess was that usually like November, right? Or
Yeah. I did show it to you.
Yeah, okay, so with the bloodline kind of feud with the kind
Yeah.
of the civil war there.
Yeah.
One side you got the Raw and
Yeah.
obviously Solo, but that'd be kind of cool. But then in the sense, if you do that, when Roman's coming back. So I'd rather have some kind of mystery before you do that.
Well, and I still think that if they're gonna do all this, so on Monday Night Raw right now, I was watching it before we jumped on here, and Chad Gable came out and told Jey Uso, my family did to me what you did to your family. And he's like, I left, I did what your family did. I left the scumbag that was taking advantage of me, and I decided to do my own thing. And I'm like, oh, there it is. There go the little seeds, because Roman's going to need Jey. We already know that. And I know Jay's on a great run right now in the sense of fans love him. He's main eventing Jey Uso. But if this is really going to happen at Survivor Series, I would milk Jey jumping on with them until the very, very end, if not the day of the pay-per-view. Like nobody, like he says, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. No, I don't want to go back with you guys. I hate you guys. I'm doing my own thing. And then maybe last minute he decides to jump on. But I just think that that they're doing a beautiful job with it. And I really think that Triple H, Paul Heyman, even Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, I think all those guys deserve a lot of credit, because right now, the way that Solo's kind of built his guys, they look very scary. But jumping over real quick to the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan. Obviously, Liv Morgan, ever since she won the championship, has been chasing Dominic Mysterio. The dude's one lucky guy. You have Rhea, you have Liv, and then obviously you have your wife at home that you just married in March. So there's a lot of great happening right there. But Gilbert, last Monday, Liv Morgan decided to one up. She wanted to do something nice for the Judgment Day. So she made a tag team match for the She tricked R-Truth into putting up his tag team championships with The Miz against JD McDonough and Finn Balor. And they ended up winning the championships, and she set it up so that they say, hey, you know what? We want you to join us. The only thing is she's getting pushback from El Campeón, Damian Priest. He's not very happy with it. Right now, I actually just saw that he asked Dom, have you talked to Rhea? And he's like, oh, yeah, we're good. We're good. He's like, are you serious? Because I just talked to Rhea, and she's pissed. And he's like, oh, well. And then they walked into the room, and that's when we started this. So I didn't get to see the rest of it. But the storyline is incredible, Gilbert. Why? Because obviously Liv is the champion. Liv is right now the top woman in the WWE, obviously with Bayley as well, the two top. But I think Liv is doing a great job. She's showing her range. She can throw down in the ring and do what she's doing now. So I've been very impressed with that angle. I think they're keeping it spicy. I think the kiss that they shared, the video that they put on social media on YouTube did really well. I think the one with Paul Heyman get thrown through the table was at 40 million over 40 million views. So people are really invested, but it's been pretty interesting to watch the maturation of Liv and the way she's kind of grown, because the last time that she had a run, it really wasn't all that well because of Ronda Rousey, and it was just a mess. Right now, they're telling a really good story with Liv. She keeps on taking shots at Rhea. Like today, she released a shirt that says Liv is always on top. And somebody put, wow, Bayley put, wow, that's spicy. She's like, I've never heard any complaints, winky face. I'm like, we're getting ready for Netflix. That's what we're getting ready for. So yeah, very, very interesting to say the least, Gilbert. But real quick, I will give you my predictions for Money in the Bank, Gilbert. You can give me yours if you would like. I'm going to start off with the World Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. If Priest wins, Rollins can never get another title shot. If Rollins wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day. Oh my God, I started off with the hardest one. I'm gonna go with, I think Damian Priest retains. For some reason, and I know people want Seth Rollins to win it, but there's a reason why he dropped it. I know he had the knee injury and everything, but there's a reason why he dropped it. I think Damian will get the win, and Seth won't have another title shot. I think Seth would do well right now to kind of chase, do some other things, and then maybe work his way back. Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I want to go with Braun Breaker, but I think for some reason Sami Zayn's going to end up winning. But I think Dan's going to hate me for this. I'll say the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, it's either going to be Jey Uso. No, it's going to be Chad Gable. Then Chad uses it to... Yeah, he's going to use it to come in and get Sami Zayn for that. See, Gilbert, this is my problem with the men's Money in the Bank. There's nobody in there that screams to me champion, like world heavyweight or WWE champion. Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, LA Knight, Chad Gable, and then obviously they're still deciding to see who's going to be the... If Drew McIntyre is the guy that goes in there, Gilbert, I think it's going to be... I think CM Punk's going to screw him yet again. So I don't see that happening. And then they just announced that you can use that Money in the Bank for the mid-card titles, the US and the Intercontinental. I don't see any of these guys as WWE champion material, so I'll say Chad Gable wins it. He goes and he cashes in on Sami Zayn. I think Chad's very hot right now. I think LA Knight's gonna fight Logan Paul at SummerSlam. I think Jay's on the poster for Money in the Bank, so I think that's too obvious. So I don't see him winning it. And again, Drew McIntyre, if he wins tonight, I think CM Punk will screw him over. So I'll have that. On the women's ladder match, I'll go Chelsea Green Chelsea Green. I think right now she's kind of red hot. Tiffany Stratton is too, but I think she's still a little bit young. I'll go Chelsea Green on that side. And then obviously I already gave you Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline. I think Solo Sikoa should pin Cody Rhodes and set up a championship match for SummerSlam. And then your tribal chief makes his return, Gilbert.
Well said, Fernando.
That was a lot. I apologize.
No, but yeah, I had a Wi-Fi issue, so I just fixed it, so I'm back. But yeah, honestly, you're right about the whole men's side. I don't know who to pick, but I guess if it's McIntyre's in there, he'll be the obvious. But I wouldn't mind Jey Uso, but like you mentioned, also obvious.
When you put him on the poster, like what is that supposed to tell me?
Yeah,
like that's supposed to tell me that
it's not gonna. I don't see him becoming a champion in the future. But
no. But he can cash it in for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, that's what the
yeah. They said that now you can cash him into the. So that's what Dan and I were talking about. Then what the hell's the point?
What do you want to do that for? Okay.
Yeah. So I think Chad Gable wins it. He'll cash it in on Sami Zayn, and that's how he'll get his Intercontinental Championship. So all right. I think that's the way they might do it. Because the other guys, like I said, LA Knight's gonna fight Logan Paul regardless at SummerSlam. So there's no point of him winning it. And I think Drew's gonna get screwed by CM Punk. So that's kind of the way I see it right now, Gilbert. But yeah, you got any predictions or?
No, I'll just go off of yours. But
all right,
I would not mind seeing Jey Uso go.
It's just me, Oos. Day one, it's just me, Oos. Yeah, you're trying to cause some wind. All right, Gilbert. Without further, my bad. I completely forgot about this, Gilbert. Jesse Bam Rodriguez. What do you have to say about him? I know I'm not okay. Like I said, I'm a kind of a casual. You know more about this, but he was Gilbert. Teofimo Lopez fought over the weekend, and there was more about Bam on my timeline than there was about Teofimo. Obviously, Teofimo won, but Bam's hard shot to the body, I think in the 6th round, was very interesting. But Gilbert, what do you make of him? Is he the next rising star? Because boxing needs these guys. They need some rising stars. Is Bam Rodriguez a rising star? Thank you to Vic, the producer, for that one.
Yeah, well, first of all, Teofimo Lopez fought a nobody, so he does not deserve attention. I like Teofimo Lopez. He's been good to me for interviews, but fight somebody, please, with a post. But I wanted to give a couple, minutes here for Jesse Bam Rodriguez because he is becoming a boxing star. The only problem with him, he fights at super flyweight, and nobody really cares about super flyweight. It kind of reminds me when Chocolatito Gonzalez became the pound-for-pound best after the Floyd Mayweather era. Yeah, people cared, but they didn't really care. And then Chocolatito was paired with Triple G's cards. He was a co-main event with Triple G to kind of give him some pop there. So maybe Jesse Bam Rodriguez could kind of do that, where maybe he fights on a Canelo undercard and becomes a co-main event. He has to do that because he's a smaller profile fighter, but he's an exciting fighter. The way he fought against Juan Francisco Estrada, who's the thing about Jesse Bam Rodriguez is funny because when Chocolatito was in his dominant era, all the guys that he beat, Jesse's beating them now. I'm like, those guys are still fighting, like Soren Visay, and obviously the one who just beat Gallo Estrada. I'm like, these guys have been fighting for a long time. So I guess when you're a flyweight or a smaller guy, you get to get to fight a little longer. But he needs to fight new stars. He needs to build up intrigue, marinate fights. And the one that we're not hearing about is Inoue, the Japanese monster. The only issue with that, hey, and I love Jesse Bam Rodriguez for saying this. He called it a fantasy fight. He's like, yeah, that's a good fight. We all want to pair Inoue and Bam because they are smaller guys who need opponents. But he said it's a fantasy fight because he's 2 weight classes above. I'm not going to go risk that when he's 2 weight classes above. These casuals don't understand weight classes. Obviously, Bam does. So I like that he said that. But who knows? You'll give him some time. He goes up to junior featherweight, eventually gets to featherweight. But, and now he's not a big dude in general, so he might not go anywhere anytime soon. So eventually that fight comes to fruition. But you don't want to wait too long where it's like 3-4 years. You don't care. Somebody loses or whatever. But the thing is, I just want to give Jesse Bam Rodriguez his credit. Yeah, he might not have the opponents, the star power, stuff like that. But when it comes to the best pound-for-pound fighter, when I watched that fight, he passed the eye test, and that's what pretty much pound for pound is an eye test. You can't fight everybody because they're all in different weight classes. But, I do understand that he got dropped by Gallo Estrada, who's a tough mother effer from Mexico. But, he dropped him multiple times before that, and then he got caught. And then he came back, got off the canvas, and then dropped him with a nasty body shot. So that, to me, is an entertaining fighter, a tough competitor who has a lot in his arsenal. So, hey, just want to spend a couple of minutes to give Jesse Bam Rodriguez his credit. And he's definitely now in the top 10 pound for pound. He wasn't on a lot of people's list already. But for me, he probably cracks the top 7 now. After, I had Terrence Crawford, Usyk, Gervonta Tank Davis, Bibble, B2B, Canelo 6. So 7 sounds about right for me.
Interesting. I'm interested to see now what now I'm going to keep a close eye on this guy. By the way, Gilbert is angry at the boxing casuals. Dana White is angry at the UFC casuals, and I am angry at the WWE casuals. So there you go. All three of us are angry at somebody. Somebody that's angry at somebody that's always angry is this guy. You know him, you love him. He hasn't been here in a while, but he is back. He is ready to rock.
Thank you, Gilberto over here trying to dog my boy Chad Gable. Chad Gable has been better than any of that final boss garbage. Let me tell you something. Drew McIntyre better
like
than
backing
that
boring fighters.
final boss garbage.
Dan, do you know somebody is sick right now, and he decided to blame somebody else that's in here as well?
Let me tell you something about Gilberto. Okay, I have to be tamed, all right, because I'm not just incognito out here. But who's this? Elizabeth. What's up? How you doing, Elizabeth? How are the Compas? Where's Dan and Dago? Well, he's here now. He's here now, live from the classroom. All right, no worries. Although I'm live from Moe's, as you could tell. But anyway, I don't know why he wants to blame me, but you see how this guy just likes to throw his He's a finger pointer guy, Frown. Everything goes wrong in the world. He's like, it was that guy's fault. He screwed up the whole thing. It's that guy's fault. No, that's not me.
You were the chauffeur who was sick, and I told you I better not get sick. But I'm not.
Let me tell you something. Did you die? Did you die off of my 3 hours of sleep and I was feeling like garbage? This guy, you want to talk about friends? This guy let me drive when I felt like absolute garbage, pounding Dayquil and monsters. That's what he did. I felt like somebody getting hopped up full of drugs, just trying to stay awake and get going and doing it. I couldn't believe it. You're alive. You're welcome.
I do appreciate that, and I'm gonna be positive. Like I told your brother the other day. You know what? I'm not too mad. If Dan, you're the culprit who just got me sick, then you know what? It's okay because I got sick after the vacation, not during. So I'm not too mad.
Let me tell you something. You're trying to blame me, but let's go back to the COVID era, do a little contact tracing. I wasn't the one who was in a third world country recently. No offense to anybody.
Third world country. Wow.
That's you, my guy.
Yeah.
That's you.
Okay.
That's you.
I don't think Mexico is considered a third world, but
what would you consider it? Have you seen it? What would you consider it?
All right, Dan. We're gonna do a little
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Gilberto will be the one Mexican that gets the Montezuma's curse in Mexico.
Why me? Why would I do that? No, I don't mess with that black magic stuff. I'm not Alex Pereira.
This is who you are. This is you are. National sports writer. I need to be taken care of. Where's my assistant with my things? That's who you are right now. You're like that. You're like what's his name? Jack Black and Tropic Thunder before it got, well, never mind. I'm not going to talk about that. But Jack Black and Tropic Thunder, where he's like, I need the prop guy. This is too heavy. Where's the prop guy? Bring me the fake gun. It's too heavy.
Dan, we're going to do a little version of rapid fire with you just to go over some of this
holster
stuff. So,
my hyperbole gun. That's
Dan,
scary.
when you wake up in the morning, is this still can you believe this?
You have no idea what I want to say. Could you imagine that?
Oh,
Do
shoot.
you understand? Oh, my
Can you get rid of that comment there?
Nice. We've all been there, dude. We've all been there. Do you understand? When I wake up, I do two things, Gilberto. This one's for you. I get up, I pound the ground to let the devil know he didn't take me. I'm still alive. And I say, and then I look up and I say, thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the Son of Odin, God of lightning is my quarterback, and Jim Harbaugh is my head coach. Competence has finally come to LA. Let's see what's
last night at the BET Awards, they honored one fallen individual who passed away.
Oh,
Really? Oh, is that real? I had no idea.
Moment of silence for OJ.
Well, he wasn't guilty according to
OJ. No one was as fast as you on and off the field.
Well, he was slow.
When you were on that 405 getting away from the police, you looked lightning fast, just like you did running the ball for the Bills. The police couldn't touch you, just like the defenders couldn't. This man beat a double homicide. Like, you want to put him in the go category? That's where you allegedly.
You were obviously our
great lawyers there.
You're our Colorado Buffs expert. Get a load of
going in.
this.
Man, you're going through everything. Harbaugh.
What's your
Colorado now?
You're speaking as the
Colorado football after Shador, Shiloh, and Travis.
Okay, let me start by saying I'm a leader of men, not a follower of men. I'm a father, not a baby daddy. I lead my sons. I don't follow my sons. My sons, Travis included, are getting ready to migrate to the NFL. I'm not following them to the NFL. I'm a bona fide leader. I'm a daddy, man, not a baby daddy. I'm a real father. I paved the way for my babies. They're not paving the way for me. I plan on being here and being dominant because they are establishing something that we're going to continue to build on for years to come.
Yeah, I don't know how much I believe that. No offense. Like the thing about Deion Sanders, honestly, and this is my biggest thing, right? Whereas Deion has such an advantage over every other D1 coach in the system, because who the hell doesn't want to go play for Deion? But I think his biggest problem is that, like, you know, he's a great recruiting tool and everything else, but there's something that happens in that building that's not right, that the culture's not right. And I think you see that in a lot of transfers and a lot of people kind of talking trash and everything else. And I think that's been his biggest problem. But, you know, to his point of I'm not a follower, well, he's followed his kids from Pop Warner, probably middle school, high school.
He's been their head coach
now to both colleges. So
yeah.
I don't know how that doesn't – like, what is he talking about? That doesn't make sense. Like, clearly he's contradicting himself.
Dan, would you have paid $517 to watch Colorado play last year?
No, I wouldn't pay $500 to do a lot of things. Like, you know what was funny? Today I was showing the kids, if you've ever seen it, if anyone's ever heard the If I Can Dream by Elvis, I showed them the special from 1968 where he performs it live on TV. And we were kind of talking about it. I'm like, okay, who's buying and who's selling? Some kid said he's selling. He's like, there's no strobe lights. Like, this is boring. And da-da-da-da. And I was like, you guys really are just an abomination. The Tic Tac and the Fortnites is killing your brain, dude. I was like, I would rather pay $200 to see a hologram of Elvis than get free VIP tickets to see the Yahtzees and the Yeats and everybody else, the baby this and that's or whatever. Like, I'm good.
Little Yachty.
Who cares?
EA Sports just came out with a ranking of Colorado in their video game. They're going to be 87 overall.
Are you serious? Did they not watch the tape? I would love to see what USC is. That's probably a bigger lie. That is ridiculous. An 87 overall. They went 4-6.
I love this comment. These fools went 4-8, but sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why to me, when players get wrapped up in Madden ratings, I'm like, dude, who cares? Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, all right, it's cool when you play with yourself and your buddies and all, but who gives a rat's ass? Go win a Super Bowl.
Speaking of
Playing
that,
with yourself.
Damn, what'd you say? Play with yourself? You're weird.
You said it, not me.
I didn't say that.
You just said it.
Like the video game. Moron.
Part of me that actually I'd be surprised that you actually won a game. But what I would have changed was, okay, this part of me that I actually still love. Like when I see these young players, I see like Patrick, out there at quarterback, running around, laughing, having fun. I'm like, I used to be like that. What the hell happened to me? And I just got too serious. And but again, I can only look back and think, okay, if I do.
Oh God. I need Tom Brady to shut the F up. I am so tired. Like, there's days where he says good things, like the league is soft and it's terrible. Then there's days where he says these stupid things, like, I was too serious. Are you like that? That is so crazy to me. How else do you win Super Bowls? Like, not everyone has the 12th man and the commissioner in their back pocket. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, the game itself, you're a professional. You have to approach it as a job. Whether it doesn't matter if you're playing a child's game or not, you're still a professional. There's still people counting on you. You're getting a lot of money. So no shit, you have to take it pretty seriously, dude. Me at my job, I take it pretty seriously, and I earn not even close to anything of what that earns. So that's ridiculous to me. That's soft.
Yeah, you get a cool bucket hat, though. I like that hat, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It keeps me.
Well, if Gilbert comes to a game, he can maybe get one, right?
Yeah, I'll take one.
I don't know. This is coach's gear. This is
why?
Coach's gear.
Because I get the Montezuma curse on me.
Dan, tight ends list came out. What do you make of it? Number 1, Rob Gronkowski. Number 2, Travis Kelce.
God. You're going to put Travis Kelce over Kellen Winslow, Shannon Sharp, Gates is 9. Yeah, that's ass, dude. I can't stand this new age revisionist. I kind of like this list. Of course you would, because you're.
Well, the first 2 have won Super Bowls. The other ones didn't win crap. What the hell did Tony Gonzalez and Kellen Winslow
Brown,
win?
Can you read the list for me? Does it say tight ends who won Super Bowls, or does it say tight ends?
Tight ends are good and won Super Bowls.
No. That's not what that says. It says top 10 tight ends of all time. How did you play the game? Did Rob Gronkowski?
All right, fine. Move up Shannon Sharp. He got 2 Super Bowls.
Shannon Sharp's better than probably those 2. Looks like he's still playing. I would say Antonio Gates is better than those 2. Antonio Gates revolutionized the position. Everybody forgets that. Because of Antonio Gates and I can't remember if it was Tony or not, but I think Antonio.
No,
Gates
it was Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates.
Yeah,
no, the crazy part to me,
they both got wide receiver money. Or
the
whatever
crazy part to me is the
time.
Jason Witten thing. Like that one, 6th, really? But that's kind of probably a cowboy pass. The Antonio Gates thing is he did get busted once, so that's kind of the reason I think why he didn't make it. And there's a lot of
wait till I launch my investigation into the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna find a lot of good stuff, dude. Wait till I work for the NSA.
Oh, speaking of that, Dan. Well, no, I'll do that next week. Jeffrey Simmons came out, Dan, and
that guy
spoke
sounds
about
familiar.
his Week 1 matchup against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. He said, painted nails. I can't wait to say that to him.
I hope the Titans beat the hell out of him. And there goes Gilberto's 14-2 team or whatever he thought they were going to be.
11-6.
Super Bowl contenders and all this stuff. You're putting a lot of faith in a guy who can't even throw a fade route in practice.
And then
this is not a soft game. No matter how they try and make it soft, it's not a soft game.
One last one before we bring in Vic, the producer. Dan, Mike Florio came out with his list, his power.
Now, if you're going to talk about this man, you bring his proper title. I will not address him until you bring his proper title.
Dr. Florio.
Dr. Florio
came out with his power rankings. Dan, what do you think of his power rankings?
This is how you know this. This is how you know this guy's an idiot.
Your team is
he put the Steelers, the Steelers with 2 quarterbacks in the backfield. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Converting a quarterback to a running back, which again, I want it to be known. Everyone laughed at me when I said Justin Fields should be playing running back.
Wait, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
The Buccaneers, huh?
Look at who he has
What?
at numbers. He has a certain team that
Here we
Gilberto
go.
picked 2 teams away from you.
The Rams trash.
No,
They're not better
no,
than
2
us.
down, 2 at 17.
Oh my God, the Bears. Dude, the Bears aren't even going to be able to sniff our jockstrap this year. I don't think they're going to be as good as Gilberto likes to think and pump them up. I don't think any of these guys are as good as the Chargers will be this year. But
This
you know
is like
why
a
he
list
does
from
this?
last year. He has like nothing special here. It's all from
No,
last
he's an
year.
idiot. Yeah, literally, you have the AFC
Well, no, I think the
Championship up top.
Buccaneers. I think finally people started
Yeah.
listening to me about the Buccaneers.
You have the AFC and NFC Championships up top. This guy's
It's
an idiot.
divisional round entirely, pretty much here.
Yeah, this guy's an idiot, dude.
Well,
I
except for the
can't
Eagles,
stand
but-
Take a bold take.
between him and his idiot
Gilbert,
co-host over there, the
what would-
doofus.
Look at the Cardinals at 30th. What the hell?
Gilbert, what would
Cardinals
be your
are
one
ass,
on
dude.
here?
Huh?
Give me your one. What's one outlandish? What's a team that you would have put up more?
Put up more?
Yeah, like make them jump a couple spots.
Well, obviously the Bears, 'cause I have them in the playoffs, and the Falcons.
Oh my God.
You said who?
I would lower the
yeah?
Cowboys. I would
You're
lower the
big.
I would lower the Browns. I would lower the Dolphins.
You said something about the Titans.
Man, I think Victor's team is the Titans. not
Oh,
mine.
my bad. I thought you said what? You said Cardinals and who else?
I will
and Bears.
go Cardinals and Commanders, and the
Commanders.
Bears are like my surprise
Commanders?
teams. But yeah, I will bring down for sure the Dolphins and the Browns. The Browns, I don't trust Deshaun Watson. They get a quarterback. I'll rank them higher. But
Well, remember what the stat I gave you when we were in the car, that he has the most passes that were incompletions.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How dare you?
I'm okay with the Buccaneers. I actually do believe in them. You're starting to worry me on the Bengals, Fernando, with Joe Burrow's wrist injury. That's concerning. And I think the Packers will take a step back.
I don't know how the Giants are that high. I would put the Giants and the Panthers fighting for dead last, dude.
Where's the Giants on here? I can't see. Oh,
Yeah,
28.
they're
28.
Like the Giants aren't better than the Cardinals or the Commanders.
Man. At least he has the Vikings 23rd. Because they're
Well,
gonna
Gilbert,
suck.
I think you would need them at freaking
I know,
31 and 30.
Yeah, a little lower. But the first top 10 on his list feel kind of lazy. They feel like last year's teams, besides the Bengals, I guess.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. Well, that was 10 ish minutes with Dan. Now let us bring in the fourth member of our. Oh, shoot. What was 22? My bad, Vic. I did not see that, but let's bring you on. How you doing, Vic?
Good. The Broncos at 22?
Oh, yeah.
That's way too high. You got to be 31, 32.
The Steelers alone. The Steelers are ass.
Yeah, they're people always overrate them just because they have Mike Tomlin. I don't get that either.
Yeah, they like to be average. 500.
Yeah, I guess.
That was pretty bad. All right, Vic. You brought up a good point. I was talking about this with Gilbert last week. His coworker Connor Orr dropped his article. I don't know how long it takes him. Maybe we'll have him on the show one day and ask him. But he has 100 bold predictions for how the 2024 season will play out. Dan loved the one where he said Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift will not get engaged next season.
Easy.
But the Chargers and Rams are mentioned several times. So we're going to go over the predictions featuring the 2 LA teams, and then the 4 of us will give our prediction from his list. So Chargers, he had a once on there. Number 27, which is Jim Harbaugh will win Coach of the Year. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, is that for everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't.
You're gonna say yeah, just do up.
No, you know what?
cares?
I'm going to say yes because he's going to be like the NFL darling this year, and they're going to watch everything that he does. And
Yeah, but they're not winning 10 games according to me, so he won't win it.
That means they are. That means they are. You're like I didn't understand your checklist for it, but whatever. What the hell do I know? I'm not an expert, so
yeah.
They usually give it to a new coach, so he
Yeah,
meets
that's
the
true.
criteria. He's coming back from being in college, and so yeah,
Natty. Who cares? Win the Super Bowl. That's all I care about.
All right. You got to give him credit. The guy just wants one thing and one thing only.
I'm not selfish anymore. I'm not.
All right. So for the Rams, number 24, 3 receivers will top 1,800 yards. Puka Nacua, Tyreek Hill, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Tyreek Hill. Who did you say?
Wait,
This is
what?
for the Rams?
Okay, so 3 receivers in the NFL will top 1,800 yards.
Oh,
this
okay. They went
season.
on the Rams. I'm like, what?
No, that's what I thought you said.
No, but
yeah.
it's pertaining to the Rams. My bad.
3.
Yeah, 3. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nakua, and Tyreek Hill.
1,800.
So yeah, so thumbs up or thumbs down.
I think the Rams I think the Lions are going to go a little bit backwards. I don't think Jared Goff's the guy.
What was it last year? Did somebody even get one?
Yeah,
one
Tyreek. I think it's going to only be
18?
one.
One.
Yeah.
That's
so I say thumbs down. Yeah, I don't. I think that we kind of need to alter our expectations with all that because.
Oh my God.
Tyreek Hill and
I know who that is. What a scumbag. I will not take that hand grenade. I will not take that hand grenade. I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Are you going to answer it?
No, I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to take that hand grenade. All I'm going to say is everything Disney has touched from like my birthday on or my birth or like 08, 9, whatever on has been garbage. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Let's see. Number 3.
You got to do it now, Dan. You got to answer the question.
I know who that is. He's nothing but a rat bastard.
You can't lose a sub, bro. Come on. You got to do it.
His stupid questions about Acolyte. No, I haven't seen Acolyte. I don't care for it. I'm not going to watch it. Everything Disney has touched is garbage, okay? I had a whole 20-minute lecture in class with all these people born in 2009, how everything in their childhood was garbage compared to mine.
Are you serious? 2009? Jesus.
I swear to God, dude. We pulled up Disney from 2009 on. Most of it was garbage anyway. No, I'm not watching The Acolyte. I saw someone get a haircut with a lightsaber, and I'm like, you know what? I'm out. I saw another one headbutt a lightsaber. And I said,
the Mandalorian.
That was
Mandalorian.
by the way.
Yeah, that was weird. That was an awkward scene.
The sequels ass. I mean,
this
what else can I
individual,
go
whoever this is that commented, he should send us $10 on the show for answering.
Yeah, why don't you super chat it, you dumb bastard? How about that?
Yeah, give us a super chat.
All right.
Number 30, my Venmo request. How about that?
Number 35. Kobe Turner will have another 9 sack season.
Yes.
I say yeah.
Kobe Turner.
Yeah. And can I
You're fine. You're fine.
Can I say here why? And
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll give Eric Williams credit here because he's the one. He was on House of Horns, and he was talking about how
let's go Panama.
Yeah, he was talking about how with Aaron Donald that they don't think things are going to change the way they kind of use Aaron Donald. And with Kobe Turner, they're just pretty much going to use him the way they use Aaron Donald. So I think just going off of what Eric Williams told us, it seems like we could expect Kobe Turner to get more than 9 sacks.
Hey, come on, it's Eric D. Williams. No, I'm just messing with you. No, I'm messing with you. Yeah, that's Dan's boy.
That's my boy.
Him, Gilbert, and Dan shared a shot one time in Tijuana at a Buffalo Wild.
We owe him a drink because he came on House of Horns.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that kind of party. Kind of threw me off there.
What are you doing? You like grading a test right now or something?
You know what? Right. I forgot my beautiful country is playing Bolivia or Uruguay today, so I had to put it on. I forgot. Oh, it's 0-0. There we go. Good.
But Panama's up 1-0.
No, Panama's up 1-0. What does that matter? They need a tie?
No, Panama. If Panama wins and the U.S.
tie,
yeah. So Panama's through right now. Panama's through.
Stupid Panama! Can't we just threaten some people with some nuclear weapons?
All right, let's go. All right,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Number 36. Aaron Donald will unretire and join the Rams for a playoff run.
No, that's not. No, he's not. They're not even making the playoffs.
I'm gonna say no.
They're not making the playoffs.
You guys suck. I love this kind of stuff. This is WWE storylines.
This isn't like Royal Rumble number 30. Who's
and you know how it's gonna happen? They're gonna be playing the Detroit Lions in over there in Detroit.
Comes in at halftime.
Dan, look what he said.
This guy is nothing more than a social media terrorist right now.
So
this guy's the worst. Answer my Venmo request.
They're going to be like, the Rams have a new player out here. It is Aaron Donald. And he's going to run onto the field, put his helmet on, and be like, all right, let's go.
He has a Super Bowl. He's a Hall of Famer. Why the hell?
Yeah,
but if we're being completely honest, I agree with Gilbert. Gilbert said it from the beginning. He did not do what he did to come out and just come out of retirement and play again. He did his social media posts. He did everything that he needed to do. So
By the way,
I'd be very surprised if that happened.
By the way, no retirement has been as cool as Jared Allen's. That one was so cool.
What did he do again?
You don't remember? He's on a horse on some ranch. I don't know where. And he says, you know what, folks? I'm riding off into the sunset. He turns around and starts trotting with his horse. I was like, that's badass.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Number 49. The Rams will win the NFC West.
Well, this is so Ram heavy. No, they won't.
No, that's the point of this.
Oh, okay.
That's what so right now we'll give our predictions, but these are Connor's predictions for the Chargers and the Rams. He went a little bit heavier on the Rams.
Okay.
Gilbert, why will they not win the NFC West?
Gilberto's excited.
Because the 49ers are in the division, and I think the 49ers are going to eventually break through to win the whole damn thing.
Dan, 5 out of 5 doom.
This guy's an idiot. Get him out of here. Super block. How about that? Boom or doom or whatever.
All right.
Super block his ass.
53. The Kyron Williams will lead the NFL in rushing.
Damn.
Kyron Williams is their running back, Dan.
No, I know who he is. No, he won't.
No, he gets hurt too much.
He won't.
Ram fans are gonna hate me. I keep doing everything like this.
Vic, why will he not win the?
Well, I mean, Connor has him. He has Puka Nakul going over 1,800 yards, and he has Kyron Williams being the rushing leader.
Leader's like what, 15? That's a lot of yards.
That's a lot of yards, and you're expecting Kyron Williams to stay healthy. You brought in Blake Corum, who pretty much plays the same style as Kyron Williams. They're gonna do a shared committee. It's gonna be a running back committee with the Rams, and that's how they're gonna. I mean, you build your offensive line to be able to run the ball, and you drafted a running back in the 3rd round to be able to share the load. So I think that's the reason why he's not gonna get it. He's still gonna be good. I just think he's gonna share the load with Blake Corum.
Kamani Vidal will lead the league in rushing.
Vidal. I only know a few Vidals.
That's your 6th round draft pick, Dan.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, from Troy or whatever, right?
Yeah, good job, Dan.
Check out my interview on Roto World, by the way. They kept trying to force me to hype up Kamani Vidal, and I'm like, okay, I don't know why.
Roto World?
Yeah, it's a fantasy football show.
Oh, fantasy football.
They really want Kamani Vidal to be something. I'm like, I don't know. He's a 6th round pick, but okay.
But I mean, like in today's age, I think the running back by committee is the way to go. You've got to do it to keep these guys fresh. You've got to do it.
All right. Number 74 and the last one before we choose ours. Joshua Carty will break the NFL's rookie record for most points scored in a season.
Wow, there's a lot of Rams positivity here.
Is that a thumbs up or thumbs down? Who's going?
Points? What are you talking about for fantasy?
No. They're talking about I think he's a kicker, right?
Yes, the kicker.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a who cares?
Okay, no.
Kickers.
Yeah.
You love one
make
kicker.
the damn thing. As long as they make the damn thing. That's the only thing.
You love your boy for your first Super Bowl. You got a picture with him. You like
Dicker. Oh yeah, that is my boy. That's true. I take that back. I do love Kicker.
All right.
That's my boy.
All right, now let's go with our own predictions. Vic, I will. You can go first. What do you think?
Well, mine. Let me go over again. Which one I had? I had number 15. The NFL will start getting serious about load management, and the reason I'm saying that is because we didn't discuss it on here. But while we were away, the NFL lost a judgment for the Sunday night, or was it for the Sunday ticket? Right, which they lost, but over $4 billion, which after the antitrust is going to amount to $12 billion. So we're going to get the 18-game season because the NFL is going to have to.
Is that me or is that you? Oh, that might be me.
I think that's him.
Not me.
Oh, okay. He said load management.
Yeah.
Like the NFL is going to load manage.
I told her collect my money.
No, get this terrorist out of here. Get him out of here. I'm about to launch Steel.
It's not Osama bin Laden. It was Osama bin Berhalter.
That's the manager of Team USA Soccer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
bastard. I'll give him credit. He makes the good names. But I was going to tell you, if the NFL load manages, they need to close their doors. It's not the same game anymore. Let's just end it.
Oh yeah,
this is getting ridiculous. Like, do you understand? I get alerts on basketball now, and I just laugh because I'm like, that's a joke of a sport now. It's not real. It's just stupid.
What are you talking about? Bronny James is the next star for the Lakers.
That is the most idiotic thing I've ever seen. You know what else was stupid? I get an alert. LeBron's thinking about taking a pay cut to get Klay Thompson. Obviously, no one wants to play with LeBron.
First
Klay
of all,
goes, I forgot
what year
where.
is it?
It doesn't matter. Klay goes somewhere else. Now he's like, LeBron thinking about taking Max Steel. You're going to take a Max Steel at 40, guy? Like, this
41.
is it. Who cares? The Lakers
Gilbert,
are a
what was yours?
joke. The sport is a joke. I can't stand it. It makes me nauseous.
Mine, finally, somebody's agreeing with me with the Commanders, and Connor Orr had Jaden Daniels being Offensive Rookie of the Year. And remember when Victor asked us if you had to put your whole savings on it, who's going to be Rookie of the Year? I said Jaden Daniels. You looked at me like I was crazy or delusional, but I think Jaden Daniels will be the guy because I think he has more on his plate. He's going to run the football more. He's going to throw the football more. He doesn't have as much help as Caleb Williams. And then I also like what the Commanders are doing. I like Dan Quinn, the experience. I'll take Dan Quinn over Matt Eberflus, right? So,
did you not hear the interview? Talking about running the football with the Commanders?
With the Austin Eckler. I was going to get to Austin Eckler. I'm not high on the running backs.
He's not a 300 touch whatever guy.
Exactly.
Austin Eckler.
That's why Jaden Daniels will run the football. He's going to see Austin. I'm just going to run the football instead.
My God.
Friend of the show, right? Friend of the show.
Let me ask you, okay? I don't care what people think about me. I am so against running quarterbacks. It's not even funny. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm all right with the scramble. But this design quarterback runs, I'm like, ugh, I'm not a fan of it. Especially, it's not like Jaden Daniels seems like a big guy like Josh Allen or one of these guys. I'm not a fan of that at all, dude.
But I think the Commanders need him to do that, and it's going to be fun for a year, and then they're going to ask him to tone it down after that. So I think for his rookie year, he'll run the football a lot. He'll get some good passes.
But look at what happened with Anthony Richardson.
And Richardson's much bigger too. He is much bigger.
Well, that's the thing, right? And especially like I would assume in the first year, what you want to do more than anything is develop their passing. Like college, I'm sure they run around and they do all these zone read stuff and do all this stuff. You have them in a pro system. Why are you going to move back and put them in a college system like that? That's just my thinking right there. Like you need to develop the IQ, the passing, and everything else.
I'll just say this: yes, I'm with you. Well, you got to develop the passer. You can't just rely on the running style. But it's kind of like the whole "I never seen you. I don't have film on you. I don't have the match." You might be a matchup nightmare. So I think the rookie year, it's okay to maybe maximize that a little bit. You're a little younger. And then, but obviously, you were taking too many hits. Like we saw even Justin Herbert's rookie year. Okay, you got a couple hits and tone it down. But if Jaden Daniels was able to limit the damage with the hits there, it's okay for his rookie year. You kind of have the element of surprise, and maybe you have a dynamic year. Just don't end the way RG3 did in Washington, and then that was the end of his career. With the
team that must not be named, Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
I was kind of waiting. I was kind of waiting to see if they draft another quarterback, Washington, to kind of go
let's do it again.
Just in case a guy like that. But yeah, they didn't seem too worried about it. So I guess they really believe in Jaden Daniels. Because I remember when they tried to do that when they did that with Kirk Cousins, everybody was pissed. They're like, "Oh, that means they don't trust RG3. What's going on?" But yeah, at the end of the day, it was a smart move because they had a backup just in case if RG3 wasn't the guy. So that was a good one, Gilbert. That Jaden Daniels will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Vic, back to you. Everything good?
Yeah, we're back. The power went out for some reason over here in Northridge. I don't know what happened, but
too hot out there. Everybody's using the AC.
Too hot. Yeah, probably the AC caused something going on here, but it happens. But just to finish my point in terms of what I was kind of getting to, in terms of the NFL is going to have to pay out some of that money. We're going to get the 18-game season. You're going to start seeing teams kind of have to, load manage, kind of what we've seen with the NBA. I've already started hearing kind of talk about it with the Jets. We've seen what that turf does to teams there with the Giants as well. So I think it, especially with teams like the 49ers and the Chiefs who are regularly having to play in the playoffs, they're going to start load managing. We've already seen like game whatever, week 17, a lot of teams are just, resting their players. I think you're going to start seeing it in the middle of the season. Hopefully, if they do have the 18-game season, like I'm expecting they will, you get 2 buys, and that'll kind of help out with that. But I just think we're gonna start getting into that age of load management eventually. And so I know people hate it in the NBA, but in the NFL, if you're gonna have to get through a whole season where you're adding an extra game, it's not just the preseason where you're not gonna see starters. I think it's gonna start happening. You're gonna start seeing a little bit of load management. So I'm with Connor Orr on that one.
You know what, Gilbert? I was just thinking about it. We had one of our good friends was in all those trials. Maybe when we come back from our little break, maybe we invite Uncle Joe Reedy to jump in and explain it to us if we were 5. Because
actually,
I'm still really confused about everything that happened, and I think Reedy would be a great guy to bring in and be like, "Hey, what happened?" So maybe we'll.
When do we get paid?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Dan, what was yours?
I forgot what was mine. You had
Justin
it though.
Fields.
Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah. Justin Fields playing running back or whatever. It was just so funny the way, I was ridiculed and mocked. I don't know anything about quarterbacks. Yet what ended up happening? All of a sudden, he's taking snaps at returner and all this other stuff. All this is just, versatility is the name of the game. We don't pay quarterbacks to run the football that's why I thought that was such a stupid defense of his where, he's mobile. He's a mobile quarterback. You don't pay him to run. I need the bastard to throw, not run. So when it comes to that, it's just hilarious how things work out.
You were ahead of the curve.
It's like the Joker, right? I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. It is what it is. But what I is going to be sad to see is Mr. Danger Russ over there cost Mike Tomlin his job this year because they're not going to make it 500. That's a bold prediction I'll give you. I don't even think they make the playoffs.
Did you see who he was working out with?
I don't even want to guess. Who was he working out with?
With Freddie Roach.
With Freddie Roach.
The boxing trainer.
The hell does that have to do? He's not going to fight anybody. That weenie. He's not going to kill anybody. I'm not a huge Danger Russ fan, as you can tell.
So I have 2. One is Tom Brady will accidentally say the word shit while broadcasting an NFL game. I think Tom is he has the mouth of a sailor sometimes, so I think he will release 1 or 2 for a while. Well, maybe once or twice here and there.
The problem is you see how he gets so animated and he gets himself juiced he's getting back into it. That happens to everybody. How many times?
What did Bruce Arians say?
Wide ass open. I thought it was a shame they took him off of that. He was really good.
Well, no, he went back to coaching.
Oh, is that why? I thought they had taken him off after the. I thought they had taken him off after the wide ass open.
My last one is dedicated to my brother. It is number 100. You will make someone's life better this football season by simply being yourself.
Oh God.
Dan, that's for you. You're going to make people on this pod better because you're going to make them smile because of what you have to say and the information.
Don't worry. The pitchforks are at the end of the season because I'll tell you, half of these quarterbacks ain't worth a damn and they're getting paid all this money. I just find the league just growing more worse and worse by the day. I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. If they load manage,
on a positive note, you had to make it terrible.
If they load manage, it's a joke. What they pay these quarterbacks is a joke.
Well, Gilbert, I hope you don't get mad, but I have some quick things for Una Mas. It's been a while, so I thought I'd have something.
Look at him. He's starting to squirm. He's nervous. This
individual in Singapore had a heart attack after winning $4 million.
Oh no!
Really?
Yeah. You didn't see that video on Twitter? They died as they won the jackpot.
They won the jackpot. They died.
Yeah,
in Singapore.
That's crazy, dude.
Who gets the money?
Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't know. I wonder if it
Nobody
goes to the
because
next...
you're the individual, the one that won it. Yeah,
man, you have to collect
$4 million and suffered cardiac arrest from excitement and died.
That's some foul play with the casino, maybe. Some
a
little shock there at the end.
For real.
I thought that was pretty interesting. By the way, today is a pretty interesting day. Bobby Bonilla Day.
Bobby
Bonilla. Yeah, my bad. Whatever. So, but I just wanted to remind you guys, there's other people getting paid as well, not just him. The Nationals are still paying Matt Scherzer $15 million. Ken Griffey Jr. is getting his last payment of $3.5 million from the Reds. Manny Ramirez is still making $1.96 million from the Red Sox.
Max Scherzer, I think, is also getting paid by another team as well.
The Mets.
That's
No,
the
I know.
American
But
dream.
no, I'm saying Max Scherzer is getting paid as well by another team. They owe him money too.
Isn't he with the Texans right now? No, that's
the Mets.
Texas.
The Mets.
The
Yeah, that's why I was
Texas
saying
Rangers.
The Mets, the Rangers, and the Nationals are all paying him money.
Yep.
He's making
That's
like
the American dream.
he's making like 70 million this year off of that.
Jesus name.
It's gonna be Shohei in 10 years.
That's why baseball's a joke. The way they pay out
all
salaries.
right, let's talk a little bit about dating. Which
no.
diamond would you rather have, Alex Rodriguez or Derek Jeter? Alex Rodriguez had Madonna, Cameron Diaz, Cynthia.
No.
Just go to Jeter.
Go to Jeter. This is trash.
Yeah,
Jeter.
He gets priority right here.
Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Jordana
Yeah.
Brewster. That's from Fast and the Furious. Adriana Lima.
Jordana
Hannah
Brewster. Is that the?
That's
that's
Vanessa
his
Lachey.
sister.
That's Vanessa Lachey right there at third base.
Yep.
Who?
Vanessa Lachey.
Yeah. Vanessa Lachey.
She ruined the whole thing now.
Eskimo brothers.
Scarlett Johansson, Minka Kelly, and Tyra Banks as the reserve.
You got Jessica Biel on there. I mean Alba and Biel.
Oh yeah, give me Jeter.
Bro, are you
Jeter's
kidding?
way
Scarlett
better.
Johansson,
Scarlett, shortstop.
Scarlett Johansson would be peak. I would take that one over.
Tyra Banks on your bench, man. This is a star.
There's some other ones they left out. Honestly, there's
Jeter.
more.
Jeter was way better.
I think
Alex
there's
Rodriguez
Daisy
was trash.
Fuentes, and there's two other ones.
No, he had no dirt coming out, and he married after he played ball. He made money.
What are you talking about? He did have dirt come out. Wasn't he the one who had herpes or something like that? He had
Allegedly.
No.
Allegedly.
You don't know the story, Dan? So what he would
something.
do is,
He had some STD or STI.
No. So the way he would do it was he have all the people, whoever came to see him, he have them put their phone in a basket, and then at the end of the night, he give them a nice gift basket as a thank you.
Oh wow!
But nobody gave him herpes in return.
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought he
okay.
had.
Well, I don't know why more guys don't do that or have them sign NDAs and the phone thing. Like these guys are stupid.
Dan wanted me to show you guys this one.
Now I'm worried. Who knows what I suggested? Oh my God! No, show the caption. Yeah, show the caption. I couldn't believe this when I saw this.
It says DeMar Hamlin is looking scary. It's still crazy how somehow he wasn't comeback player of the year. This year he is clearly coming different.
He's
let's
a
tone
free
it down.
agent, so he's not coming anywhere, dude.
Did you guys hear?
I'll credit for coming back to the NFL. I give him that, but he ain't
why did they change it?
They changed the comeback of the year rules now, or
stupid.
the
No,
you have to be coming back from injury, not because you suck. Basically, Dan,
you got to come back from life.
You mean
apparently, to win
not
the
suck? Yeah, life. I was about to say, yeah.
Dan, this is for you. It was just announced that the Kansas City Chiefs and Hallmark are teaming up with the NFL and Skydance Sports for an original movie, Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story.
Oh my God!
Sounds like a snoozer.
This
are
is
they
just
dropping
getting
it
out of
on
control.
Christmas Day?
I don't know what it's.
I'm gonna take you to watch it, Dan. Can we go on?
No,
a date
you're not. No,
yes,
you're not. I'm not watching that garbage.
I think this will be better than The Acolyte.
That's not.
That is terrible.
Don't you like holiday movies, Dan? We could go watch this. How about that?
No. You know what the type of holiday movie I have is The Grinch. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Are you guys happy with your height? Or no?
What?
Are you guys all happy with your height? Do you wish you guys were taller?
No,
Do you wish you were a baller?
Oh, I wish I was taller. I could have gone higher.
2 inches.
Could have played some college ball.
$1,000 for surgery to increase his height from 5'6"
All right, I don't need it that bad. I'm good.
Unable to walk, and required him to turn a screw in his legs every day to stretch them gradually. The recovery
that does
more
not
than a
look
year
right.
and might lead to
Okay.
complications such as infections or pain.
Oh,
The
no big
paragraph
deal.
shows
Here's
how
some
much taller he
complications.
became
Oh
after
my
the surgery.
God.
Is this worth it? This man paid
No.
off.
He paid $150,000 to crank a machine and torture himself. That's what it was. Are you kidding me? Why can't I get the Messi injections to just grow naturally through a serum?
Last
Super
one,
soldier
and,
serum.
I think you would have enjoyed this, and obviously it's not a Dan and
Should've done
Dago
this.
show if there's no OJ in it. Former WWE writer and WCW magazine editor Kevin Eek was on the Lapsided Fan podcast. He shared some crazy WCW stories, including one where he talks about being in the room when Vince Russo pitched the idea to pay O.J. Simpson to take a lie detector test on live
Oh
TV.
my God, that's how you know WCW was going down. What would happen if you think the Bills still sell Simpson jerseys or no?
No, they don't.
Really? That's a legend of theirs. Wow, that's kind of crazy, dude. I guess double homicide will do that to you.
Oh my God.
Allegedly.
Folks, just to let you guys know, we will be off for the next 2 Mondays as we get ready for the NFL season. You guys know during the NFL season, we're cranking out content left and right, obviously with some of the other events we have. But the 8th and the 15th, we will take off. The 22nd, we are back. So the next 2 Mondays, we will be off. We'll be back on the 22nd of July. Training camp will be kicking off. We're going to have a lot of content from training camp.
For Fernando, hey, you can even say we're probably going to have content this week off Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, yeah.
They're not totally dark. Not totally dark.
I completely forgot. Yeah, we will be having content still throughout the weeks, even though we're not going to be doing the show this week.
Who do you have in that fight?
Who
do you have in that fight?
Nate Diaz.
So we will be at the press conference for Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal. I think Gilbert will be at the fight on Saturday.
Most likely.
And then most likely. And then maybe not this weekend, next weekend, I'll be having some content out there. I just don't know what kind of content it's going to be, but it's going to be fun content. You guys should tune in, especially Charger fans, because either way, you guys should be happy with it. So, yeah, we're going to definitely crank out some content while we are gone. It'll be 2 weeks, and then we will come back in full swing for training camp. My bad. I completely forgot about the Nate Diaz and Masvidal thing. So that'll be interesting because I forgot to ask Dana, and I was thinking about asking Dana about that fight, who he had, but then I completely spaced once he started talking about
Jon Jones' boy,
Jon Jones, and all that. So definitely interesting time. But yeah, like I said, 2 weeks, and then we'll come back full swing, ready for training camp, and obviously leading the road towards New Orleans starts. July, well, whenever we come back in July, July 22nd, the road to New Orleans starts there. So make sure you guys tune in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out our page. Don't forget to go check out all the other videos. We have a lot of interviews from UFC 303. Make sure you guys check them out. Check out the videos where Dana talks about everything Alex Pereira, everything about Jon Jones. Then he also talks about Ryan Garcia and maybe why Ryan Garcia should not have been suspended by boxing, and he might be innocent. So that was definitely interesting to say the least. Make sure you guys check out the Instagram page. Make sure you guys check out the TikTok page. Make sure you guys subscribe to the newsletter. When we come back, the newsletter will be up and running. So make sure you guys are on that. And again, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. Again, we will be off. Make sure this week, though, don't forget, is the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day.
America.
Love it. Love America. Make sure you guys are careful with your dogs when it comes to.
There'll be no drinking and no driving.
Yeah, exactly.
No fireworks getting losing a finger.
Are you guys one of those that don't put ketchup and mustard and all that? Like, there's people that I guess they're like the hot dog police.
He doesn't like
barbecue.
ketchup or mustard or mayonnaise.
Yeah, no.
I like
barbecue.
I love.
I was gonna say, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with you, Mister? I don't eat guacamole. Don't think we forgot.
Are you American? You gotta have ketchup. Come on.
No, it's disgusting. I think it's gross. Wow. What I was gonna tell you is that Friday night though in Bourbon Street, we're gonna get close to meeting St. Peter, dude. We're gonna party. Oh yeah, we're gonna go crazy, dude.
So make sure you guys check out everything else on the page. Again, we do this all for you guys. We have some great content out there. This page is underrated. This show is underrated, but you guys tell everybody about what we are doing on this page. Again, thank you guys so much. We'll be back July 22nd on full force. But for the time being, ¿sabes qué, Gilbert? Vámonos.
Yeah, it's been a good NFL off season because it was combat sports season for us. A lot of content. We got from 1,000 to 11,000 subscribers here. Shout out to you guys for doing that, Dan, Victor, and Fernando, and then you,
Team
the viewers,
effort.
of course. Team effort all around. But we appreciate everybody in the chat, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks. And yeah, like Fernando said, check out the channel for a lot of content. But on that note, nos vamos, pues, vámonos.
Be a compa, tell a compa.